Hello, welcome to If You Can't Beat Them, Join Them. Generate images, James Linker, Shredded Sports Science.
You win again, Skynet.
It's that time of the year where the lifting platform resembles the really good roller coaster at Disney World. You gotta find another exercise to do. Not that. As smart as hopping on a lifting platform in your socks with a loaded barbell on your back is, and to be clear, that's as smart as a Waymo self-driving car.
Already almost got into a car accident.
Just find an empty bench and stick to the basics. It was at that moment that the spotter was relieved this was not being filmed and shared online. That would have been embarrassing. When your back looks like one of those things from War of the Worlds, keep going, I reckon. This is Shredded Sports Science. Jonah Hill is unrecognisable in new photos showing major weight loss. Here is Jonah Hill showing off his new look, which I call the Ellen DeGeneres. This is for a film role because the world still thinks Jonah Hill is funny, but regardless, it's good for his health. Well done to him.
Man, so how do I boost my test levels?
Take roids and lie about it?
Man, it's crazy you asked that. I have an all-in-one capsule that's
Everyone's favourite roided up natty test booster is flogging a new supplement called Flush right down the toilet. Too easy, too easy.
So do you guys eat pretty healthy? Like beef, white rice? Are you guys eating all the right things but still seeming bloated?
Have you considered not eating horse-sized portions of rice and meat for that bloating issue? Stop buying supplements from fitness hustlers.
No filming in the locker room, can you?
Oh yeah, we're not filming. We're taking pictures at 60 frames per second, yeah. Make sure
Somewhere
you...
else. I'm inching.
You're on the video game. We're not recording.
Taking pictures and not recording?
Yeah, no. Our pictures have sound. This is the new iPhone 19.
I understand, but why don't be mentioning your pictures?
Yeah, that's why there's a wall behind me. Just be aesthetic, bro.
It's Just Be Aesthetic, brah, Plato or Socrates, I forget.
Just be aesthetic, bro.
Watching this stuff, I think it's legitimately acceptable to not go and shower after the gym now. The rules of this gym say no filming in the changing rooms, but when you have an aesthetic fwark bra in the flesh, being all humble, polite and considerate, just let him cringe max himself to a Gymshark sponsorship. POV, you want to film in the gym. Another guy stood at that spot right after him because it's a gym and people are allowed to stand in it. So the comments called him out. Gym isn't for filming. Another roid head thinking he owns the place. I hope more and more gyms start banning recording. And like any good fitness influencer, he responded with arrogance and ego. All hiding behind fake accounts. I'm not hiding behind a fake account. And to be clear, for a big man, you're acting pretty small. I mean, most bigger guys in the gym are kind and considerate people. This is not gym culture. This is dumb. Talking of which, it's that time where grown adults can't share toys in the gym. That dude legitimately built a moat around himself. Good luck Vikings trying to get around that thing. When you do RDLs on a deadlift platform,
If you're so confident that you can do this, why won't you tell me your name? If you're so confident that you can do this, why won't you tell me your name? Why won't you tell me your name?
I'm lifting. I'm doing my thing.
Okay.
I'm not in anybody's way.
I'm letting you know. I'm going to take your picture
I'm going to take a picture of you as the weirdest how many sets you got left ever.
for identification.
You will not. I'm not giving you consent to do this, and I'm recording myself right now.
Okay? So, can I see your ID?
No. You have no type of authority to be taking pictures of me without my consent.
Lifting
Sir,
weights
I'm not going to be here arguing with you about how to lift.
Since you're being argumentative, is I'm going to...
I just say I'm not going to be here and argue with you while I'm doing my lift.
The MWR coordinator.
You can do whatever you want. I'm not going to argue.
There's no staff.
I am not going to argue. I know what I'm doing.
No staff.
Sir, I am not going to argue.
So, why Why is there no staff?
Why are there no staff here? Maybe because they saw you were there and decided to take the longest lunch break ever? How is this poor dude just minding his own business lifting meant to know why there are no staff there?
I'm sorry, but I will not gonna argue. I'm gonna put my headset back on,
Why is there no
and I'm gonna keep doing my thing.
course,
Sir, I am not gonna argue.
yellow cars.
I'm gonna put my headset back on, and I'm gonna keep doing my workout.
Of course.
Sir, if they come up to me personally and tell me, I will apologize to you myself in person. Until then, I'm just gonna put my headset back on and keep doing my thing.
Can you tell me your name, please?
No, I will not give you any type of information because I don't have to.
So why, if you're so confident, that you can do this, why won't you tell me your name? If you're so confident that you can do this, why won't you tell me your name? Why won't you tell me your name?
I think a dude asking for your ID in the gym because he doesn't like the exercise you're doing is probably the weirdest thing I've ever heard. That young man handled the situation perfectly, polite but firm, and de-escalating the situation. Life lesson.
Why won't you tell me your name? Why won't you tell me your name?
If you give your ID to a guy like that, next thing you know, he's going to turn up at your house at night in an out-of-service ice cream truck.
I'm lifting. I'm doing my thing. I'm not in anybody's way.
I'm letting you know. I'm gonna take your picture for identification.
You will not.
In this week's Do It First and Ask Questions Later, here is a bloke flexing in his pajamas showing that all publicity is definitely not good publicity. That brings me back to my teenage years. If you needed to study the craters on the moon, just look at my face. Rate my roid before and afters. Sup nerds, been lifting for about 6 months now on gear, been getting crazy Myers. Is that what the cool kids are calling that these days? Some of these guys need a serious reality check because this is about as far from health and fitness as I can imagine. I know you want that hashtag togi lifestyle, but when taking juice does that, like my driving test, you failed. What's that sign say?
This guy gets a super deep stretch on every rep. But this guy just trains hard using a standard range of motion. Who will end up bigger and stronger? Well, a brand new study put this to the test. Researchers had participants train one side of their body with peak tension in the stretch and the other in the squeeze. After 10 weeks, they measured their gains using MRI scans. So, which strategy built more muscle? Well, for shoulders, there was no difference between groups. For glutes, no difference. But for chest, also no difference. Across all muscles tested, growth was essentially the same. Now, this is just one study, and some muscles might benefit more from the stretch based on other research. You probably don't want to cut out the lengthened position entirely, but as long as you're training hard with solid technique and focusing on progressive overload, it's not something you need to exaggerate or obsess over.
Of course, exploring science in relation to lifting is a great thing to do. It can help you to train more efficiently and effectively. But there is the other side of the coin, where the overcomplication of lifting can distract people from the basic scientific principles of muscle growth. And as a consequence, people can suffer from paralysis by analysis, where they're just overthinking things too much. These never-ending arguments online about how to train instead of just implementing the basics and getting on with it. When it comes to the stretch of a rep, again, it depends on the person and the exercise. For example, a greater range of motion can activate more motor units, which contain bundles of muscle fibers, which of course is good for hypertrophy. But alternatively, let's take a dumbbell chest fly, for example. Some people are vulnerable on that exercise with their shoulders, and so a really deep stretch may not be preferable for those people. That is a sort of nuance that we need to think about. Here is Mike analyzing Chris Herrier's teaching.
That's good. Minimum. At minimum, you want to get as low as you can, pushing your chest out. This is great advice.
And it seems as though he's a fan of the deep stretch on exercises. I would state that the study Sean shows is preprint and not peer-reviewed, which is a weakness.
Also no difference. Across all muscles tested, growth was essentially the same. Now, this is just one study, and some muscles might benefit more from the stretch based on other research. You probably don't want to cut out the lengthened position entirely, but as long as you're training hard with solid technique and focusing on progressive overload, it's not something you need to exaggerate or obsess over.
However, the takeaway message that Sean gives here is important and can be forgotten, that the basics have and always will be effective. Consistency, hitting muscles from different angles, dynamic contractions, progressive overload, to name just a few. And what is not helpful at all is the tribal nature of the fitness industry, where this is right and this is wrong, without any nuance at all. When it comes to exercise selection and performance, it really does depend on many variables. Let me know your thoughts on this, what you make of the case study that Sean shows, and your views on the stretch and squeeze. This has been Shredded Sports Science.
Why won't you tell me your name?
Lock your doors. See you soon.